Yo, welcome back to the channel. Kamusta po sa inyong lahat? There is a growing wave of rumors suggesting that Scar could finally become playable somewhere between versions 3.5 to 3.7, right in the middle or later part of the Lahai-Roi arc. This is not coming out of nowhere either. If you look at how Wuthering Waves has handled character releases so far, there is a very clear pattern that is hard to ignore. Each major region has quietly followed a two male character structure. Huang Long had Jian and Shang Liao. Renascita followed it up with Brant and Shui Wen. And now, Lahai-Roi is shaping up to do the exact same thing. We already expect one male unit to appear earlier in the arc, which leaves a second slot wide open. That second slot is exactly where Scar could start to make sense. Looking for cheaper than in-game top-ups? Follow my U7 buy link down in the description and pinned comments for massive up to 27% discounts on your next WuWa top-up. They offer two safe and guaranteed top-up systems with their trusted direct top-up where you only need to provide your UID and server, and for even more savings, you can opt for their trusted login top-up. Both options are safe, secure, and guaranteed. Check my link down in the description or pinned comment and use my code BDC for an extra 5% off your first purchase. This is a safe and secure way to save on your top-ups while supporting the channel. Always spend responsibly. Now, back to the video. Here's where things get even more interesting. There are whispers that this upcoming male resonator is not designed the same way as previous ones. The claim is that earlier male characters were largely built to appeal to female players, while this new one is meant to resonate more with male players. Whether that is fully true or just another community speculation, the implication is clear. This character would lean more into darker, edgier themes instead of the safer archetypes we have seen before. And if there is one character in Wuthering Waves who fits that description almost perfectly, it's gotta be Scar. Scar is not your typical villain. He is theatrical, unpredictable, and very aware of how he presents himself. He doesn't just act cruel, he performs it. He openly calls himself twisted, almost like he is proud of it, and then proceeds to prove that point every time he shows up. But underneath all of that, there is a method to this madness. He is manipulative, but not in a shallow way. He knows how to talk to people, how to read them, and how to present ideas that sound convincing even when they are completely unhinged. And when he interacts with the Rover, he does not approach as a simple enemy. He approaches like someone trying to recruit an equal. That alone already sets him apart from most antagonists. Then you have his whole theatrical side. Scar treats everything like a performance. Whether it's a fight or a conversation, there is always this sense that he is telling a story. The whole shepherd and black lamb analogy is a perfect example. He frames his ideology like a fable, making something extreme sound almost reasonable if you listen long enough. At its core, Scar is a radical idealist. He genuinely believes that humanity needs to go through destruction in order to evolve. The lament, which most people see as a disaster, is something he interprets as a form of rebirth. And that kind of mindset is what makes him dangerous. He is not just causing chaos for the sake of it, he thinks he is right. There is also this strong sense of rebellion in his character. He identifies himself as the Black Lamb, the one cast out by the system, and that fuels everything he does. It gives him a personal justification for going against the world, and it makes his action feel intentional rather than random. And then there is his fixation on the Rover. He does not just see the Rover as an opponent, he sees potential. He sees someone who could understand him, maybe even join him. The dynamic alone opens the door for a much deeper story if he ever becomes playable. If Scar does release, there is a very strong chance his story quest would dive heavily into his psychology. We have already seen the game experiment with more character-driven storytelling, especially with morally complex figures. Scar would take that even further. And instead of a straightforward redemption arc, it could be something more ambiguous, something that constantly makes you question whether he is changing or just adapting. Now, let's talk about the part that people usually avoid, the sales. Male resonators in Wuthering Waves have not exactly been dominating the charts. They have their fans, but compared to waifus, the performance has been inconsistent at best. That is probably one of the reasons why the idea of an edgier male character exists in the first place. It is an attempt to tap into a different kind of appeal. Scar has an advantage here. He is not just another new face, he has been present since early in the game, building up interest over time. People already know him, people are already curious about him. That kind of long term buildup is something most characters do not get. But even with all that hype, nothing is guaranteed. In a game like this, a character's success does not just come from their personality or story, it comes from their kit. If his gameplay does not meet expectations, the interest can drop very quickly no matter how well written he is. So we end up in this interesting situation. On paper, everything lines up for Scar to finally become playable. The regional pattern supports it. The point in that direction. His character design fits the supposed shift in approach. And his story potential is easily one of the strongest in the entire game. But at the same time, there are still variables that can completely change the outcome. Timing, execution, and especially gameplay design will ultimately decide whether this turn into one of the biggest releases in Wuthering Waves or just another missed opportunity. For now, Scar remains in that space between expectation and uncertainty, close enough to feel real, but not confirmed enough to be trusted completely. And honestly, that kind of fits him perfectly. So, if Scar does become playable after the anniversary patch, would you actually spend your asteroids on him or are you skipping no matter what? Let me know in the comments because I will be giving away a Lunite Pass from the channel in partnership with U7Buy. It is completely free to join and YouTube is not affiliated with this promo. All you have to do is make sure you are subscribed and drop a comment sharing your thoughts. I will go through the comments and pick one lucky viewer at the end of the week. So make it count. As always, if this video resonated with you, please leave a like and subscribe. Ring that bell for massive gacha luck and maybe a sandwich. Thank you so much for watching. Maraming salamat po and I will see you in my next video drop. Goodbye.